Today is November 21st, 2024. 1 year ago today, my ex-husband fled the country for good. He called my son up and said he was leaving the country forever. He could have all his clothes, all his things. He's giving up everything to him. And he was never coming back to the United States again. Got out of the airport and fled. November 20th, 23, in Walmart 62, two women by the front registers were yelling out across the store, Will took a payoff and he stole their money. They have said that since the beginning of the case, that January 19, that he was so corrupt, he tried to steal my money. They were calling him a paid-off dirty agent by January to March of 19 in Belden Village. Then all through the case. And then in May to June of 19, these two girls show up, Michelle, and they called them Michelle Lauren, rode with the Florida human traffickers, the big truck guys. So they were stealing for them, right? And they had, like October 4th, 23 in Maslin, that they, Will stole the money for them. They screamed it out. He promised. October 6, 23, Walmart 62, early in the morning by the grocery aisle, that if that girl that's running around telling everyone that that guy's stealing for, it's actually his girlfriend. He's been stealing all kinds of money. December 2nd, 22, Wendy's Alliance, one of the officers assigned to me. Is that the one that church tried to have killed? He said, yes. I heard she didn't get any money on this. No. It's the one guy from the case. He stole every dime since the first day. They told people up in Akron that Michelle Lauren, he was stealing for them. That he's dating them. They've told everyone. Okay? Yesterday in Belden Village, some guys were walking by talking real loud. I mean, all kinds of stuff about since my ex-husband fled the country, nobody thinks it's funny, and it's like, and it makes, is a Marshall's really used in the case because then it makes us look stupid. Yes, it makes you look stupid. Yeah. Actually, it makes you look so dirty, it's ridiculous. I called the hotline for help. The next day, they drugged me up so bad I can't answer the phone. Because I got to get to them. Phone's ringing, let it go to voicemail. Wake up later, stagger to the bathroom, to the refrigerator, get back in bed, listen to the voicemail. This is Agent Did It, call me back. I can't, and fall back to sleep. Now they got his number. Keep me drugged up for 2 more days so they can get to him. It's like a bad joke. Oh, you know what those guys were talking? You mean that old man that Dave hired was one doing this? Yes, you stupid moron. Yeah. Along with some drug lords. Like they said, it was a bunch of drug dealers did this. I hate retards. Huh? I mean, we're going to put it this way. Ignorance at this point is not tolerable. Okay. So the third day, I make myself get up, sitting on the front porch. I felt drunk and I don't drink it. I Googled the symptoms. It's a sign of a date rape drug wearing off. Got enough air in my face, called more of my witnesses. They agreed to witness. I went out and bought a card, put that agent's number from voicemail, dropped it off at the mall, went up to Apostolic Church of Barberton, and Agent John is up there telling on me for calling the hotline. Paul Paymer is in Dave's face, screaming in front of hundreds of people, "My God, I had an FBI agent in my office. He's right there." I walk off real quick. He said, "How dare you bring the FBI up here with threats on her life?" Women walk up. He knows she's being drugged, being raped, and he said he didn't care. I'm covered in bruises, been throwing up, almost passing out in a severe personal infection. And where I thought the dirty well water I was showering in was killing me, here are sexual predators. I go in and I sit down, and they come in. He knows she's being drugged, being raped. He said he didn't care. If she was going to be faking, was he? And faking he got well when that family was grieving. Strangest, pathetic lie to cover up Tim and Katie. Like they said, that agent needs to get his facts straight. Was a medication error. He just made up that shitty baby lie. Had nothing to do with him. It was 6 months later. They just used their tragedy to help their cult kill people and manipulate people. And shame on you for even saying that. And it's 15 years later. He didn't care what they did to her. Could you imagine a federal cop not caring a woman's being drugged, being raped for any reason? He's that dirty. And if she was going to be mean to their women, he was going to turn her back over to him. Can you imagine an agent saying that? Then I found out it's supposed to be Katie, the one I haven't talked to in years. Tim's girlfriend. Lying her ass off. Dave comes in, "Let's go." We get on the truck. "You call the FBI on me? I'd kill you myself." Pulls out, starts punching me in the truck, goes for a loaded gun. I put my hand on the council, goes back to punching me. I almost jumped out on the highway. Ran from him when I got home. Next day, rivers of tears. Everybody knows I called the FBI. That agent had told on me. I call him and I'm crying my eyes out. I said, "Someone told on me the night before." "You liar." I said, I tell him about the guy that threatened to knife me at Giant Eagle. "You liar." "Was there a camera about the bench?" "I don't know. Dear God, I almost passed out. I had to catch my breath and then turn my car in the bank as he's arguing out with this woman. If he knifes me, I won't make it out the door." "I'm going to hang around for it." Got away from her real quick. And he's calling me a liar. And he's screaming. And I said, "Well, he tried to kidnap me before." And before I could say Terry Coverly seen him, he said, "Oh, come on now. I met with that family in my office and all those church people. I know they're trying to kill you because the strangest lie of faking you were sick and faking you got well while that family was grieving. 15 years before, a shitty lie, 6 months after a traffic accident I had nothing to do with. They shouldn't even cared. Had nothing to do with him lying on me. Had nothing to do with them. It's insanity that they would want pity because somebody made up a mean lie on me 6 months later. Had nothing to do with her father running a stop sign. And it was a medication error. And doctors don't call you fakers. They have to have diagnoses to bill your medical insurance. And there's no faker line. Like they said last September, October. In Target, they yelled it out. What was that agent thinking? We looked it up. The only one that ever called her a faker was Strange. He was a minister, not a doctor. And his IQ was so low, he wouldn't know what he was saying. Exactly. It's documented medical malpractice, documented medication errors since 2002. Proven in 2003 when I got well. Because you can't say people have all these things wrong with them. You give them medication and the poor thing swells up like a giant balloon. Legs are popping out of place from the excess fluid, can't even stand, goes into heart attacks, seizures, brain swelling, thyroid, adrenaline shut down. They almost killed me, and it took another doctor to say it was a medicine doing it. They were known for lying, falsely diagnosing people and ripping them off. Get off that medicine, you'll be fine. I found out I do have heart problems, though. And then where they gave me the wrong meds, like the doctor said, it probably did put you into heart attacks. Now, to say you're faking through that is absurd and insane. Okay? He just had to make up a shitty lie that had nothing to do with him 6 months later. Now, I said I really was sick before. He's like, you liar. You either say it or I'll leave you there. And I'm like, but they'll kill me, so. They'll try to kill me, so. You either say it or I'll leave you there. And I'm like, please don't let him kill me. Then say it or I'll leave you there. It's like, fine, just don't let him kill me. What did he just say? He told on me. There's badgering laws. Badgering laws are Department of Justice 1729. You have to take a victim, a witness, or an informant's statement, if you believe them or not, and follow through. Or it's obstruction to justice, tampering with witnesses and evidence. And if that victim ends up getting hurt, you're responsible for everything that happens to them. In all their medical care and injuries. That's how much they can't call you a liar. And then he said, I want you to say you are faking you are sick. Strangest pathetic lie. What is he, 8 years old? He only made it up because he thought it was following Tim and Katie. It was Linda following her husband. Where Linda came up to me, I was following him again, and I got caught, and I think they thought it was you. I'm sorry, be careful. And that was Wednesday, and by Sunday he made up that shitty lie. And I found out, was it September 22nd, something around that, of 2024 in Akron? My car's bugged. Tapes into the case, FBI informant. An investigator was out there talking to my client's neighbor. Said that agent needs to get his facts straight, or he puts his name on anything. It's a medication error made her sick before. Why'd they wait 15 years to kill her? Well, Strange ordered it in 2003, when he thought she was following Tim and Katie. And they were to try to kill her. If it didn't work, to have her destroyed. Nobody was to say or do a thing till Dave said he wanted a divorce, and it took him 15 years to say it. That's why they waited. You do need to get your facts straight. Because you sure as hell didn't talk to all my family physicians. Because they said to the cops and the feds that were with me in the 18, like the first month of the case. They were sitting in the back room watching through the cameras. Always blame the steroids, but they had you on so much medication, hard telling which one or the combination thereof made everything swell up and quit working. It's a good thing you got off of them. Got on pain medicine. Some medication made you sick. See, back in 2002, did the doctor that worked there? They're known for lying, falsely diagnosing people, ripping them off, making them sick, getting kickbacks from drug companies, and wanting to do unnecessary procedures. That they were that crooked. Like investigators that worked my case, there's no way those doctors didn't know they weren't killing me. With everything swelling up and quitting working, they wondered if that church didn't pay them to falsely diagnose me. Yeah. Because there's no way they didn't know. And it took another doctor to tell on them how crooked they were. And then Dr. Eli agreed, and then over 9 months I got well. Okay. So then he said, I want you to say you were faking you were sick before. That's absurd. I said I really was sick before. Oh, I met with that family in my office and all those church people. And I know they're trying to kill you because you were faking you were sick and thinking you got well. Well, that family was grieving. I said, I really was sick before. You need to realize what you've done, and I don't blame him for trying to kill you. That he is aiding and abetting attempted murder and conspiracy to commit murder. And he's just confessed he told on me again. Now, he's already told on me. Okay? Everybody knows because he opened his mouth. Right? It's on a recorded line. That's where all the police officers, we all know he told on you before. They sold the recorded line. Had him on speaker in my house. By the way, Pookie. Well, they call him Agent John, Agent Will. I don't care if they call him Pookie, but I said I really was sick before. You see it, or I'll leave you there. I said, but they'll kill me. And he said, so? I said, but they've tried to kill me. So? You say it or I'll leave you there. I said, please, don't let them kill me. Then say it or I'll leave you there. And I'm like, fine, just don't let them kill me. Why would the FBI help a person like you? It's his sworn duty to protect every U.S. citizen from foreign and domestic terrorism. And this is domestic terrorism. He broke the law. A lot of them. I said, he said, why would the FBI help a person like you? Because they're going to try to kill me, so. They've tried to kill me, so. The other agent yells out the rapist's name, where Dave told people he hired this guy Pete on his own. Pete's a drug dealer. Drug cartel. To cyber stalk me. It's right on Google. Your spouse cannot interfere in your personal private life. They cannot hire someone to stalk you. They can't tape you unaware in your home. You have a right to privacy. Individuals. I talked to a criminal attorney, police, and prosecutor's office. Dave can't hire anyone, let alone a drug dealer that was breaking in, having his men slip roofies, beat and rape me, covered with bruises, throwing up, heart racing, almost passing out, and a severe personal infection. That monster was human trafficking me under drugs, drugging me up so I'd be so stoned I wouldn't remember, telling me to say stuff. I heard they photoshopped shower scenes in the other room to make me look weird. They photoshopped all their lies in a big drug scam. He's a drug dealer. He's a fucking drug dealer. I said, I haven't even met him. And the only Pete I know is my brother Medina. I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, stop, she don't know. Well, apparently you didn't know either, Pookie. You could always use Pete's tape or Weird With Yourself. The shower scene in the other room. Washing there, he confessed. March 1st to 3rd of 21, they put two clips together. Put her in a porn, it's not her, it's them. Then what you're describing is showering. Ha ha ha. She figured out what they did. May 12th, 22. Noon, May 26th, 22 at noon. Shower scene on purpose to make it look weird. They found tapes of them admitting it. January 19, they said they put a feminine wipey above the toilet in the other room, and that they had photoshopped all their lies, and they even erased some guy named Chris out of the room. And then from that first month of the case, some little white man came up, tried to pull fast one in front of the cops. And if that's, for every idle word you say, I'll turn it on you. You try to leave Dave, I'll list you a child molester. I'm like, who are you? He's like, you know that bruise on your leg? I'm like, yeah. He's like, I used sodium pentothal on you. No, he stuck me with a date rape drug in my sleep. I had a bruise that I half the size of a lemon. been thrown up that morning. You know what you told me? You were this one night guy, you've been over, probably they accidentally seen your butt, you had a life of pain for it, you tried to leave Dave. So what did he confess? He'd been drugging me up and telling me to say stuff for Dave. Went home to a legally blocked house, had Dave debunk it. Had no idea what he was talking about. That he was, like they said, when the case first started, we found out some old ass was drugging up Karen before. He was human trafficking me out of that house. Him and his gang. Like where I talked to a prosecutor's office, criminal attorney, and police, Dave can't hire anyone to stalk me, watch me in my home. I have a right to privacy over the house. He can't have him tape me naked, sell me on porn sites, let men drug me and rape me under drugs. So I just wake up covered in bruises, throwing up and infected, not know what happened to me, and drug me up and told me to say stuff and Photoshop shower scenes. He can't sell kiddie porn of his grandkids going potty. Are you nuts? Run a drug scam on me? Have these drug cartel guys do it to me? He can't hire them to harm me. I said, what are you talking about? Because I've still never met him. And he's like, stop, she don't know. I bet you. And I said, what are you talking about? Because I've never met him. Only people I know is my brother Medina. And talked to him in years. Well, I bet you're going to say you don't know about this doctor selling your information. For one thing, HIPAA violations. No doctor of mine could ever talk to him. He'd lose his license and $250,000 fine in 1 to 5 years. Like the riffraff said, they thought they could pay off a dirty doctor just to write up something about her. And they found out she'd have a right to a competency hearing and it would take a judge to find her insane. And they didn't find it funny. I can't help it, you're stupid. You would make me a millionaire. You would make me a millionaire. You want to play Let's Play, make Karen a millionaire? You think you can pay off some dirty doctor to do that? Own them. I'll own them. You have a right to a competency hearing, your own attorney, your own doctors to dispute anything. You can't. If that was true, anybody you didn't like, you could have any dirty doctor go in and slip them 5 to 10 grand and write up anything about anybody, and then you could steal everything they have. Think how ridiculous their scam is. You can't do that. It takes a moron to fall for that. I said, what are you talking about? Why had some lady use my insurance before? And for like 15 years, half my medical records are her. I ended up getting stuck with all the copays. Argued it out with doctors, hospitals, everything. I thought, well, maybe it's one of hers. No, it's just a big drug scam. By morons. That's weird. December 31st, 23. Altman Hospital, emergency room. Altman Hospital's like, my God, nobody used to talk to these people. They had some guy impersonate a doctor from Altman Hospital selling people's information. The hospital gets sued. Oh, you'd make me a millionaire. No one's going to back those doctors from before. My God, they lied so bad they said she had brain tumors. And there was nothing wrong with her, but her muscles locked up. And there was a medication doing that to her. Nobody's going to ever back that. People ripping people off and making them sick. Cops walked by, all those doctors were lying before, yes. Is the medication making her sick? No, this is funny. That's where Officer Mark, older white guy with white hair, August of 23, in Cole's parking lot, yelled it across. No, this is funny. Did her ex-husband defend her? Yes. We taped him, so did I. Did anyone ever speak to her? No. Then they had her framed her. It's been documented and verified. She was framed before. Was it the drug cartel? Yes, we've seen him. So, who is in there talking to the FBI? The drug cartel. Running a scam. It's also been documented and verified. It was a medication error that made her sick before, and some other woman was using her insurance. The lady I was talking to said, "No, that's funny." He said, "I know it isn't. I know it isn't." Okay. Now we're gonna go a little further. Now he's already confessed he talked to the drug cartel that Dave hired. And they're scam laughing at me for my rapist I've never met. That's stabbing women in their sleep, having them beat and raped and drugged up and told to say stuff, lacing drinks and letting other men beat and rape them in their home. Laughing at the victim. It's sick and drugged up and told to say stuff, their fake sodium, Benadryl reports. Date rape drugs, amnesia drugs. It's sick what they did. Satanic, actually. Okay, so then he's laughing at me. Stop, you don't know. Neither did you, buddy. That's why they made a fool out of you June 7th, 23. Lighthouse Tabernacle, how they made a big fool out of you and cackled in Walmart 62. But you actually fell for the stun taser for you, mean that FBI agent John actually fell for a stun taser for cackled, screaming your name. Oh, by the way, they sold videos of it to everyone, including children. You're a public fool. Okay, so then he's like, give me a real reason. Then I told him about my brother-in-law Craig worked for the government, and then he asked me if I talked to any law enforcement about the threats in my life. I said the only 2 officers I've ever talked to. I called them silly or stupid. August 8th of 18, I had a light in the security system at midnight. Called 911. They came out and they told me it looked like an alien or an angry spirit. And I thought they were dehydrated, so I offered them water. And then they told me to buy a dog and let a dog handle it. You're kidding, right? I said, no, they don't want to bother. I said, matter of fact, I've never even had my neighbors in my home. I've only had family and repair guys. Is that what's going on? He knew I didn't talk to anyone. The office takes me and leave me somewhere. Then he offers me the informant case to get information on Dave and the churches. I said, well, I can do that. He said, I'm open account with $5,000 a month. You'll have a life of peace as an informant, nothing legally dated against you again, and only for you would we ever do this for. We'll just put it back as if it never happened. You can't be legally charged for anything again for working this case. He said, and you'll have that money to live on. Admit to no wrongdoing, and I'll take care of everything in the end. But if you're trying to tell someone else you're crazy and no one will help you. 14th Amendment, you cannot withhold protection, and he cannot take and seize anybody's money but due process of law. And like the criminal attorney prosecutor's office employees, it takes a judge to take your freedom of speech away. He doesn't even have the authority to even tell anybody they can't say anything. He was only bullying you. He's only a higher police officer, and he can't talk to you that way. He can't bully you into false statements to get the money for working the case, and only for working the case. And he cannot make up restrictions that he doesn't have authority on. He was only bullying you for them to get away with this. And no sitting judge would ever sign his own arrest warrant or taking your freedom of speech away outside a jury trial. Police cannot tell you can't say anything. And he's only a higher police officer. He's only bullying you. He's been bullshitting all these people that he can do this and steal from cases and put it in his dirty pocket. They said he stole my money the first day. And he left me there and fed me to the drug cartel. The marshal showed up January 20th, 23 in Worcester when I was meeting a friend for dinner, and he said he had a friend on the police department. Well, they got a hold of the U.S. Marshals. All these men come in and they sit down and we're talking about the case that the police know about, the Texas group involved in my case. And I said, the Kingsmen? For we all work for the king from Texas. We are his men. Dave hired us. He's a drug lord. He's a fat monkey. And then we went through different things of the case, back and forth, and how they're going to use that case. That agent opened with me to get these drug traders, human trafficking people. And you have so much hurt and pain in your eyes. And then He drilled me till I was standing in front of him. I walked outside. Men walked out where the U.S. Marshals were going to take care of this. And they were complaining about that agent left her there. Can you imagine? He actually left her there. And he told the U.S. Marshals he left me there because of the shower scene in the other room. Done as a drug stunt. That they made a fool out of him for falling for her in their date rape and major drug confessions. So for the guys in the mall that you guys already look stupid for this, 100% you look like idiots. And crooked ones on top of it. You tell on victims and then say they can't say anything, and you tell the bad guys you're going to help them? Are you fucking kidding me? And then you confess on a recorded line. Like an investigator said, I listened to the recorded line, I almost fell out of my chair. The way that guy talked to her. Even the Stark County Sheriff's. I didn't think it was one bit funny how that agent talked to her. Like the North Canton Jackson Police. We all know that guy told on you before, Karen. Everybody knows. Everybody go online and report this. Is how you stop dirty cops from stealing from victims and paying for a prostitute. And it's Dave's leftover prostitute. Oh, by the way, the guy they called Officer Mark in 19 said he was going to be dating somebody and told everybody not to date her because that was going to be his girlfriend. I hope that's not Sal or Lauren, because you may both be dating her, but then again, she's a prostitute, so a lot of men are paying to date her. She goes with the Florida drug cartel. I told you how to find out about the Russian that was involved selling people. She was with the big truck guys that were part of the Florida human traffickers grabbing and selling people. Caught under police surveillance. Told Faith Family Church in February 19 she could have anybody drugged, being raped. She just had assholes, guys. They were telling people in Faith Family Church they could control anybody what they said or did for 4 to 6 hours with their drugs. I talked to police out of this area, prosecutor, criminal attorney. You're sleepwalking with those drugs. Or mind-controlling drugs. That's what they called, the drug dealers called them. Mind-controlling drugs. We all know about those drugs. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and upload this. But yeah, it's been a year today. A year. Since he fled the country. You know, I'm glad he's not here anymore. Because I'll tell you what. Where my son... I wanted my money for working the case because I want to help my son Josh. David threatened his family's life and that agent knew it. And then they played with his vehicles. They almost were killed several times. Lug nuts taken off, tires coming off while they're driving, re-loosened again, thank God she came back. Tires slashed, flattened, brake systems played with so their tires would explode. And then by the grace of God, Josh drove the car one day and it blew up on the highway. In time they got there, it was all gone. They couldn't say what happened. He barely got out alive. His stomach bleeds and he needs a better doctor. He's getting treatment and he works 2 jobs trying to support his wife and his 3 girls. He's a good dad. And I wanted my money to help him. You know, I asked him how is his wife doing with him being so sick. He said, well, she's trying to be brave. I said, well, it helps that dad's out of the country. He's like, you know, right? It makes his family safer that he never returns here. The FBI should have nailed him to the desk for even saying he hired Pete. See, that's where I talked to a criminal attorney, the other police out of this area, and the prosecutor's office. Dave and that guy was to be arrested the first day. Not a victim that's being drugged, beaten, raped for any reason, made fun of. And let alone some ignorant, low IQ minister making up a baby's maybe life 15 years ago just to control people. Had nothing to do with that family. And they're just trying to manipulate everything together and wait 15 years to kill a victim that somebody just said something shitty about? Huh? And they just made it up? Think how absurd and lunacy this is. Even the drug cartel said they yelled it out in Akron last month. You tell that family, stop saying stuff to people. Huh? We all found out the only thing was wrong with her is her muscle locked up, and she's got something wrong with her heart, and the rest of it was medication errors. Why do you think she swelled so bad? Duh. I've had MRI reports showing the massive swelling in my legs, including fluid-filled cyst forming by my knee. I used to have to go into orthopedic doctors and have them drained once a month or every other month. And they're the ones that prescribed canes and braces because my knees would slide out of place from the excess fluid. You need to watch what you're saying and get your facts straight. And FBI, I would like my money. I'm the only parent they got left. And I'm the only one that loved him. Even people that worked the case, we all know Dave hated everyone in their family, or he wouldn't have done any of this. He hated every one of them, including the kids, because he let those perverts sell those grandbabies on porn sites to go in the bathroom. He let him violate my whole family by selling us all on porn sites. He hated all of us. He never needs to come back to the United States. Safer for everyone in my family. And you do realize where they said this whole thing is a bet between two gentlemen. One bet that he could be so cruel he could push her to suicide. The other one bet he could make her give up everything in life and have other people participate. They're drug lords fighting over this area, using her as a pawn. It's a scam. The one is a Iraqi fentanyl king from Texas. Found out through this one guy in Hartville because of riffraff that helped harass me with Michelle. Or the guy's a Russian. And those were his people. He adopted one of the human traffickers' children. They would go in there and harass him. Okay? And then they said there's another bet. We all know that one guy. He thinks it's funny killing people. He thinks it's funny trying to kill people. The greatest hunt is hunting a human being. He's watching all the time. He's always watching, waiting for you to make a mistake. The only way to beat him is to do the right thing. He thinks everyone's corrupt, and he bet everything that no one will do what's right in this. He banked everything on it. That's Pete. Do you want Pete and his drug cartel and his drug dealers that did this to me to take over this area? The Russian and the Iraqi lost their bets when Dave fled the country because he's the one that gave up everything in life and fled. So their bets are canceled. The only one winning is Pete, where he bet everything, banked everything, that no one will do what's right in this. He thinks everyone's corrupt. Do you want that cartel, his group of people that of like November 18th, 22, all the tapes are for were me and not her? It was my idea to come up with it, my idea to do it, my idea to say it. For all these people to turn on, they fell for it. Well, if it's only you, I could take care of it. I know it's that bad, they still fell for it. Or May 25th, 21, 6 p.m., 8/9/21, apartment building 4, second close to the fence. Lady and little girls were out there talking about it, being drugged and told to say it. 1295 Fairlawn, little white lady screamed at him. Edna the Oakland apartment, December 9, 21, 4 p.m., that everything's drugged and photoshopped, and it's just a bunch of men doing crimes down here. Same day, white man bald with dark eyes, disturbing through death of Stark County Hunger Task Force on 9th Street. We always knew the tapes before were them and not her, so we never said a word. To January 19th, 22, Department of Disability being drugged and told to say it, to February 2nd, 22, Burlington Coat Factory, a Latino man admitted he drugged me first and told me to say it. To March 24th, 22, 113, they admitted framing me, made fun of FBI agent John, June 7th, 23. It's a drug scam from drug dealers. You don't want Pete and his gang. Like a little kid last year out in North Canton, little 4-year-old cutie, had his little hands on his hip, telling his dad, I don't want to worry about Pete taping me. He's like, I don't want to worry about Pete taping you either. He said, that's why I turned him in. He sells kiddie porn. He's a child molester. So is Michelle. They're human traffickers. They sell women and children for sex slaves and to be murdered. Turn them in. And Agent John backing any of this and stealing, do you realize what kind of cad he is? Making fun of a rape victim and hired people to drug, beat, and rape because some idiot called him a faker 15 years ago? That's the most absurd thing, and he didn't bitch slap him and arrest him on the spot. No, he made fun of the rape victim that was all drugged up. Wanted to make fun of her. Tell on for calling help. And then steal some money for a prostitute. You realize what kind of cad you are? And then a disgusting criminal. That's where Sheriff David Mike DeWine's cousin want to know why our police haven't arrested him yet. Your local police need to arrest that agent for the crimes he's done. I'm going to upload this.